Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Allah Haganawa Yahweh Achad Barak Yahweh Barak Yahweh Shai Barak Yahweh Barak Yahweh Shai Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who were well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of everything elect. As a high spirit wind Judah. And today I want to go into a topic. It's a beautiful day outside, it's raining, you know. That's not the topic, but, you know, I want to go into a topic entitled, better is a poor man with his integrity. Better is a poor man with his integrity. Because in America, which is scripturally Babylon, the only worth you have is money. And in America, Babylon, right, the great whore, all right, just like a whore, she only cares about your money, all right? A whore doesn't care how you got your money. The whore doesn't care about your value system, all right? The whore assesses your worth based on your money, all right? And there's a lot of talk about the concept of a high value man, all right? There's a lot of backlash and a lot of bashing about men such as myself and brothers alike, all right, who just get up and go to work every day and sort of maintain their existence, all right? Now, granted, if you work, you should work a job where you can't have your basics. You know, you can't have an apartment, you can't have a car. You know, you should at least have a job where you have your basics, all right? So there is some truth about, you know, working, but at the end of the day, even if you work minimum wage, that's better than nothing. And that's a stepping stone. You have to, sometimes you gotta work, you know, go to a temp agency, they have you on some minimum wage until, you know, you get something better, you know? So even with that, it's still a process that you have to trust, okay? But let's judge ourselves based off of scriptural standard and how we're judged based off the laws of Yahweh Bashmal Shai in the eyes of wise men, all right? Like it says in the book of Proverbs, I forget which chapter, but it says, better is the poor with his integrity. And that's something you can't overlook. So if you do work at a dollar store, if you do work at minimum wage, or you only make enough to take care of your basics, you don't make six figures, well, God damn it, you got integrity, all right? Because a whore doesn't care, all right, if you're a scammer, if you're a drug dealer, she just cares about the lifestyle that you could give her, all right? And that's why Babylon, they values the bad guy, whether it's a street thug or whether it's a kingpin, all right? That's why America values Scarface, all right? America values, you can't stop making movies about Frank Lucas, man, all right? You almost can't blame the modern woman, because we was all in an environment where there was a top dog, you see? That's what was promoted to us, although we still do blame her, you know, nonetheless. But the point is, your value is not the money. The value is your morals and principles. That's one word you never hear. Those are words, two words you never hear being pedestalized in Babylon. Your morals and your principles. It's better to be a poor man who has integrity than a nigga that got rich off scamming, man. I'd rather be a poor man that has to work hard and live by faith, all right, than be a rich nigga that got off. Now, I'm not gonna make it a direct, I'm not gonna, you know, make it black and white, like if you got money, you got it off of, you know, deceit. You can have a lot of money just being a financially savvy person. Like that could be your thing, you know, investing and all that. That doesn't mean you're a bad person, all right? But one thing about Eve, man, especially Eve, her only value is money and sex, man. It's like a damn nigga, man. All right? So we gotta make sure that we're not assessing our value based off some whorish standard. How good you could pipe them down or how much money you could get them, man. That's not who we are. I don't care if you hanging down to your ankles, man. That's not your fucking value, man. We're not no fucking animal. See, one thing about Babylon, right? In America, we were always tools. When I say we, I mean the Israelite man and the nigga woman and the Israelite woman. We were always tools in America, all right? We were always dehumanized into being tools. So even if a nigga flashing money, nigga, you really put yourself out like a tool, all right, for a woman, like an ATM machine. It's a fucking tool, all right? Utensil, all right? But going back to the point, in America, the Israelite man was always considered a damn tool, man. When we came to the shores of Babylon, all right, they had something called the seasoning process. The seasoning process is when they broke your human spirit, man. Broke your will. And I want to say on record, or it was recorded that 3/5 of us died during the seasoning process when we did survive the 80-day voyage or the passage. All right, it ended up, all right, on American shores, but even a lump sum of us died because we refused to be broken down, man. The seasoning process is when they break your damn spirit, your human will, and they break you into subjection to like an animal, man. They break you in subjection like a fucking horse. They break your ass, break your spirit so it can be used. See, when you get a horse, an actual horse, you have to break their horse because he's willful. All right? You break his spirit, you break their horse, okay? To the point where he's not going off of his own will, he's going off of your will. So they broke our spirit to where we will go off of their will and do what they say. Yes, sir, master. No, sir, master. Yes, sir, master. You see? They broke your spirit so they could use you to their benefit. Use you or make you a plowman. Make your ass a human ox. Okay? So they could breed you to another woman like you're a damn horse, man. But that came as a result of being broken. All right? Broken to be used as a tool. All right? Then when we got liberated from that, all right, we went into the workforce. Most of us was looking for work. It was just a fucking plant. So even then we weren't really free. Because even now, most things that we do, most in America, you are utilized as a tool for them to pay your bills. All right? So we had like 300 years of being a damn tool, but then we were used as a tool through these plants and factories during the Jim Crow era to really pay our bills. You had entrepreneurs and things of that nature, but the vast majority of us had been liberated through the Civil War. They're going to the industrial plants within the North. All right? So you were still a fucking tool. And then at the end of Jim Crow, all right, 1968, this is the same decade, we had something called women's sexual revolution. I think it was a third wave feminism. I think it was a third wave, I'm not sure. All right? Women were liberated from being under your leadership. And now they can use you as a tool. So now, fast forward 60 years later, all right, as a result of feminism, now women have been given their own world and their own reality, and it's very realistic that you could exist as a tool in her mind as opposed to you being a leader. So now women have been liberated. They don't financially need you, all right? They haven't been raised to respect you as a man. A lot of our women, ironically, the Israelite woman, I say the nigger woman, man, a lot of times they see you as a tool that can be easily be discarded, man. That's why it's important for Jake to have his own place, have his basics, you know. Every brother has his own situation, but you should at least have the ability to have your own, right? Because in this world, you're used as a tool, and I'm saying all this to say these things cause us to be devalued in America. When a woman only needs you for sex, or she only needs you to pay some bills, that's a damn tool, man. Don't get it twisted. All All right. Even when they say what type of man they like or what type of man they want, is only to use them as a tool for their convenience, a tool to have a life of luxury. You're still a tool, and you're still being compartmentalized, all right, and used for your benefit, man. That's a tool, all right. The Most High didn't create the Israelite man to be compartmentalized, all right, to where you're just a sexual tool, all right. You're just a tool for convenience, a tool to converse with, what they call beta male orbiter. You're just a tool to give her attention, a tool to vent her frustration. You're just a tool, man. And Eve has men. She has a toolbox of men for different purposes, man. All right. And I'm saying all that to say that you have to get your value back and understand that you are not how much money you make. You are not your sexual organs, man. You wouldn't want your son, as an Israelite woman, you don't want your son to be perceived as just a sexual organ by a woman, or your son to be perceived as a pocket for a woman, a free meal from a woman. I heard my sister once say, there was somebody on Facebook that had sent a friend request, and she was like, "Oh, I got me a friend request. I got me a free meal." What type of shit is that? But then Eve looks confounded when they see you with a so-called white woman, man. You know, so-called Asian or East Indian. I have to say, we know all Eve not like that, you know, but there's a vast representative number that say the same thing about Israel. They make it seem like if you don't make a certain amount of money, then you're no good. You see? But it tells you in Isaiah, the Most High make a man more precious than fine gold. See, we're precious. The Israelite man is precious. All right? Someone that's precious is not just a tool. You're not using the tool. You're not devalued. We're going to get our value back. Right now, we've been devalued. The word appreciated goes back to precious. We're not appreciated because we're not perceived as precious. We've been devalued in this society. But in the up and coming times, we're going to get our value back. Therefore, we're going to be perceived as precious, and then we're going to be appreciated. Okay? In the kingdom, you're going to be perceived as precious. All right? So it doesn't matter how much you make or how much you don't make, man. You are an Israelite man. All right? You are an Israelite man and an Israelite woman. All right? There was a song by NDRE used to come on back in the day. It goes like, I am not my hair, I am not my skin. All right? I am my soul that lives within. You Israelite women, you're not just a body. All right? You know, you're not just a sexual tool, because you've been dehumanized as a tool, but yours is more celebrated. Like you know, that's how you've been deified in this society. But consequently, it devalues you as a woman, because because you are royalty. And I noticed there's an element missing in the Israelite woman today. And that element is elegance and dignity. Same thing with the Israelite man. If you look at the Israelite man and the pictures that he would take in the 1930s, 1940s, 1920s, no matter how much we were systemically oppressed, Jake had some type of dignity about him, at least within his pictures he took. And the Israelite woman had a certain type of dignity about her. So you'll never hear that word dignity, you know, in black culture, man. All right, you rarely will you see a woman exude the trait of being elegant, or exhibiting style and grace. The Israelite woman only knows how to have her pants stuck up her vagina, pants stuck up her backside, her bosoms out, and if it's anything outside of that, she thinks she's on the show of The Handmaid's Tale. If you tell an Israelite woman to cover up, because she thinks she's on a show called The Handmaid's Tale, but the Most High exposed her, all right? Because we know that's a sign of being empty. You're internally empty, and you need that attention to fulfill that void, man. But that too is a result of being in Babylon that devalued you as a woman. So your only perceived value is sexual value, or what you call an education. So a lot of Eve, they make an effort to fill that void by elevating in Esau society, and they're supposed to fill that void and make them feel empowered. And you can tell they fulfilling the void because they parade it. Most women who come to America, no matter what country they from, all right, they all go to college, they all get degrees and stuff like that, or they might be business owners, you know, but they don't parade it because they have a rich culture that enriches their self-image, their self-esteem. But we know that our people suffer from something called low self-esteem, and it shows in, you know, Jake projecting their money, and Israelite women can't take a picture without showing their private areas. All right, but all that's going to be healed. That's going into their grievous wound, their poor self-image, as a result of slavery, as a result of being devalued. See, they may have liberated us from the first institution of slavery, but they never rehabilitated us from the institution of slavery. Their spiritual trauma that came from being perceived as an animal for what, 350 years? Okay? Your enemy never rehabilitated you and educated you about who you were. You got dehumanized into being an animal for 350 years, and then you got liberated to work into his factories, or to get so-called college indoctrinated, or college certified, but you never got spiritually healed. So now Jake and the Israelite woman, they fill a void through a false sense of success, all right, through monetary gain, all right, or some type of sexual projection of themselves, some sexual deified perception of themselves. But people who are really comfortable in their own skin doesn't have to put themselves out like that. All right. As an Israelite, you have to know your worth. I'm talking about the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. You have to know your worth outside of the American value system. The American value system is vain as hell. It's only material, and it's a method to that madness. All right, that makes you spend more money. If I buy this, I'll be good. If I spend money on this, or if I had that, you know. And there's nothing wrong with buying nice things. It's good to say do good to yourself. If you want them pair of Jordans, buy the pair of Jordans, man. You know, if Eve, you saw something on Amazon Prime, if you got it within your means, buy it. You know, but that's what they call self-worth. That shouldn't be definitive. That shouldn't define who you are. We all got our things, something called discretionary spending. All right, that's not classified as a necessity that makes you feel good, but you have to understand, our people are feeling a void, man. All right, but the thing that comes to mind is that enemy, that Eve, that nigga woman that said she had 2,000 body count. She had about 2,000 in her body count, but she had the audacity to say, bash men for being workers. You know, policemen, firemen, you know. And it says in Sirach 38, without these shall not a city be inhabited. So if you fast forward to what we call modern times or digital times, these cities can't be ran unless you have policemen, unless you have sanitation workers, unless you have firefighters. The same men you bash, you can't have this city of convenience without them. These are the same men you call when your life is threatened. All right, but it tells you a harlot should be counted as spittle. So you know we don't really value her opinion, but it's enough to do a video on. It's something interesting to do a lesson on, and something to do a lesson to remind us, you know, our worth is not in some inflating dollar, you know, some devalued paper dollar, man. And it's not because Eve is crazy about the ride, but your worth is also not in your ride, man. All right. Scripture says, remember this and show yourselves men. The nature of a man is dignity. One of the nature attributes of being a man is dignity, man. Dignity, dignity, dignity. All right. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba, come here, Shalom. pull over and park. Add the water to your aqua. All right. Pull over, park. Take a look at these scriptures. Ecclesiastes 7:29. Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man the golden wedge of Ophir. Psalm 119:9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. Isaiah 52:3. For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. That's beautiful. All right. For thus saith Yahweh power, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause. Hey, but with that, hey, shalom.